What's up,
Nice.
everybody? Welcome to the Oil Change Podcast. We're here joined with Nick. How do you say your last name? I actually forgot to ask you.
It's Basra.
Basra?
Basra.
Okay,
Okay.
we're
Yep.
here with Nick Basra. We're going to be asking him a couple of questions on the Oilers. Nick, first, how are you feeling right now? Like, what's been good? What's been bad? Just like,
Oh
explain,
my
because we saw
God.
your rant video. What's been good? What's been
Loved
bad?
it.
Thanks. Thank you for sitting through all of that. Um, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot going through my head, but I think the one thing I keep circling back to is just like,
How
what is
much we
your,
suck?
yeah, how much we fucking suck. Holy. Sorry, can I swear on this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
good.
can.
You're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's just like, what is your inability to just execute? Like, we'll put coaching and managing aside. Players are these are professional hockey players. You are paid a lot of money to just play hockey. So learning a new defensive structure, like I struggled grasping with the fact that they needed time to figure that out. They've gone through a few coaches, they've gone through a ton of changes, a lot of system changes and all that stuff. You should be able to execute a game plan. You beat Nashville 6-1. They found out a new game plan. They found out your weaknesses. They executed their game plan.
Yep.
Why can't you? So that's what I'm struggling with the most is what is Edmonton's inability on the player side of things to just execute a game plan
Exactly.
and get some wins.
Yeah. So, like, has there been any good stuff at like two
Like,
seven
who's
and
your
one? I don't know
favorite
what's
player?
been good.
Like the player that's performing right now. Do you think like the main man?
Vander Kane is up there,
Yeah.
and I gave him some flack
Yes.
in the first couple games, but even then, like he was throwing bodies, he was throwing weight,
Yes.
like he was just getting out of a rough little groove, and I think he's probably been their best player.
Yep.
Fogel's also playing out of his mind, but like we also expected this Fogel a few years ago.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I'm a little bit harder on him because like it took you long enough. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just we're holding these players to such a high standard, so we expect greatness. But yeah,
Expect more.
right now,
Yeah.
Kaner for sure.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
a big Evander Kane fan,
yeah, he
so
is.
I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
Who? What about you? What do you guys think? Who are your like top performers so far? Who have you liked?
Matthias Janmark.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how much I believe that, but
No,
sure.
it's because I'm a big Janmark fan. I have a Janmark jersey and everything. But yeah, honestly, I think the best performer right now, Kane. It has to be Kane.
I have to agree with Kane too.
Yeah,
Kane,
it has to be
Kane,
Kane.
Fogel, those
Yes.
two
Wait,
standouts.
actually, I have a question. How do you feel about Connor Brown? Because I know he had an ACL injury, but I'm giving him slack because he's been sucking. I don't care. I don't. He's been sucking.
So I think I was expecting Connor Brown to come in as a top six forward, but
Hmm.
I live in Toronto and like all the Leaf fans out here and like people that I meet, they're like, no, man, Connor Brown's going to be, a middle of the road kind of 20-ish goal player. Like, don't expect him to go in and put up numbers. Expect him to like, add a little energy in that bottom six, get a couple goals. That's about it. So then that, retempered my expectations. I'm like, okay, fair. I was obviously really hard on him to start, but knowing that, Leaf fans' assessment of him and like what to expect, he's also paid like that because we don't have cap space. So I think we're asking a lot for a player that just
Hmm.
can't quite deliver those things yet. And also he hasn't played in a year.
You're right.
Yes.
So I'm like,
I
I'm a little bit easier on him now. But that being said, I don't know what Edmonton's hesitation is to waive him. He's one game away from this
yes.
bonus that's going to hit the cap.
Yep.
Not in the industry to, oh, here's, $3 million just cause. No, if he's not
Yes.
performing, send him down, call up a warm body. You're hurt.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I don't know what the full rules are on short-term injury, if you can even waive somebody or not, but
You cannot. If it's a
okay.
short term, but if it's long term, I think you can put them on IR
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
So, Nick, is it panic button time? Have you clicked the panic button?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I
Kind
I
of.
think so. I think we're
Yes.
like
A few weeks
we're in
ago,
like
my finger was on the button. Now I've clicked it. I've
Yes.
100% clicked it.
yeah,
Yes.
I think we're at like DEFCON 5. This is good. I don't know if this how true this is because I haven't looked into it, but is this the worst start to an opening 10 games in league hit or
Uh,
franchise history?
I
I'm
think
pretty sure,
I think
yes.
it is. Yeah.
So like we're
I
there.
mean,
We
we're,
have
we're
This is
breaking
like our
records.
dis
We're
our
breaking records.
December stretch. I think our December January stretch, like this is we started off with this
right.
record. Like usually we in December January we play like absolute shit. Like it's awful.
Which is
Yes.
also like I hate these like historic trends of Edmonton always having one or two bad months. But
Yeah.
man, like Vegas is 11-1, and they
They're
just
winning right now too.
are they? Oh my god, they
Yeah.
fed Colorado their lunch last night,
Yes.
Yes.
their dinner, I guess.
Seven
And
Yes.
nothing. Crazy.
some people are still worried about Vegas in the playoffs, but Edmonton's currently a lottery team. Like playoffs aren't even in the conversation right now. So
No.
Yes.
it's absolutely panic time. I would say so. Yeah.
I've been saying this. People cup content. We're pretenders right now. We're
Yes.
Yep.
absolute pretenders. Like we're a
Pretenders,
joke.
not contenders. Couldn't
So
agree with.
listen, we have two of the best goalies in the league, no doubt. I mean, we have two of the best goalies in the league. But Nick, who are you going to start? Since we have two of the best goalies in the league, who's better, Jack Campbell or Stuart Skinner? I both think they're really amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you've been like drinking lately, but I'll have what you're starting, man. Like that's tough too. So you look back at the year we come out of the lockout, and Kevin Lowe was running Ty Conklin and UC Markkinen, and that was below just okay. And
Yeah,
then he goes in and sends out a first round draft pick and acquires Dwayne Rollison at deadline. You only have him for like 18 games. And then you see what happens when you bring in an actual bona fide number one goalie. Edmonton has to find a way to get creative here because we're a year into it. Campbell's had one good month in his career. And Skinner's basically a rookie. He's played less than
exactly.
Yeah, I don't expect them to have outstanding numbers at all.
And like Edmonton isn't Vegas in the sense that Vegas ran however many 6 goalies last year, and Aiden Hill
Yes.
won the cup. But Aiden Hill had an insane defense, an insane structure, and an insane
Yeah.
forward group ahead of them.
No one
Edmonton still
expected
doesn't
him.
have those things. So like they absolutely need a goalie because they don't have the other things yet. And I
Yes.
think there's a way that they can probably create space and create a trade to acquire a goalie because the
Exactly.
other contracts are they're not desirable.
I agree with
Yeah.
that, but honestly, I think it's our goalie coach, Dustin Schwartz. Listen,
Oh,
my last name, listen. My last name is Schwartz. Dustin Schwartz is my
That's his.
dad's second cousin, and I'm still saying fire that man. I
you
Yes.
related to
he,
him?
yes,
Yes.
fire him. He sucks. He's so bad.
I told him next time he sees him, knock him out, bro, so he doesn't go to work
No,
tomorrow.
we have to get rid of him. Get rid of him.
I'm
Please,
sick of that
please get
guy,
rid of
bro.
him.
Every goalie that comes here sucks, bro. Like I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. And
He's
then
so bad.
yeah.
He's so
Schwartzy.
bad.
Oh my
He's so
goodness.
bad.
That is I don't know how he survived through so many different eras of like management and
I
coaching
don't
and all
know.
that. I don't know
Bro,
what
it's
dirt he has on the team, but like this is getting ridiculous. But no, to answer your question, man, like it's Vancouver, and Vancouver is gonna come at you with everything they got tomorrow.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
I think at this point, as much as you want to start Campbell and like get him a redemption game, I think you got to start with the actual
Skinner.
all-star on the team
Yeah.
and ice the best chance you have to win against a very scary Vancouver team now. So I'd probably go Skinner.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because of Woodcroft's situation, if he tends to keep losing, do you think he's gonna stay, or do you think he's
He's hitting the
gone?
boot.
Man, so like I know what I said about Woody and I still stand by it. I'm pretty disappointed, but
Yep.
at what point is the onus on the players? Like Connor McDavid has now
Yes.
run how many coaches out of this team? Dude,
I've been
enough.
saying that too.
Okay,
McDavid's
so
been
yeah, so
shocking.
you
He's been
you see it,
shocking.
you agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sucks that might be the answer, especially if it's coming from a place of like Ken Holland being one step out the door already because he's not coming back next year. Everybody seems to know that.
Yeah.
So I don't think firing him is the right answer. I really think the onus is on the players to just not execute. They're just not doing the
Yes.
things that
I
Exactly.
100% agree.
Like I think McDavid, everyone's on Twitter's like, oh, McDavid, he's gone. McDavid hasn't done anything. He's literally
Yes,
has done nothing.
exactly. But if Evander Kane has 2 bad games,
Yeah.
watch out. Twitter
Yeah.
is on his ass.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't know.
If let's say later on in the year we're still like, I don't know, maybe we're like above 500. Who like what? Let's say it's trade deadline day. Who are like, let's say Nick is the GM for the Oilers. Who are you picking up? Like Ken Holland got kicked, and then we're just like, Nick, we saw you on TikTok. We want to pick you up. You're the Oilers GM.
I think that's a really good question. I mean, there's players that I like, obviously, but off the top of my head, trying to think of some guys that might be able to come in and help out. I think if there's we know that Columbus wants to move a defenseman and they want to get some help in the forward group. We know that Carolina has too many defensemen. They're not having the best start. So maybe there's a couple of dancing partners there of acquiring a new look on the blue line, just a new voice. But I think goalie still has to be your number one
Very
priority.
common
Like
answer.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't like how much goalies are protected. You know what I mean? Like so
Yes.
Yes.
many soft goals are being let in, and they just don't. It seems like they're not being held accountable. Whereas
Yes.
players will try to get a couple goals. Like you're letting in stinkers, and then the team has to play catch up. I think if you have some confidence between the pipes, which we haven't had since Talbot, which we sold off too early, but prior to him, we haven't had since Dwayne Rollison. It's been a
No.
really long
Yes.
time since Edmonton's had a
Yes.
starting goalie.
Yeah.
So I think acquiring a new look in between the pipes is like your number one priority.
Mhm.
And that blue line, we gotta that money has to shift elsewhere in like different players, different look. It's not working out.
What goalie would you want? Because I think the common answer is UC Soros. I think.
Soros. That's everyone's been saying that.
Yeah.
Imagine landing Soros.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got to realize we would get Soros, Dustin Schwartz would mess him up, and then he would be crap.
Right, yeah. You know what? That's a really good point too that I never thought of. Like, okay,
And
maybe we
then
do
Jack
get that
Campbell would
goal.
leave. Jack Campbell will leave, and he'll be back to an all-star goalie. Watch, 100%. That's it always happens to us every fucking trade, bro. It's so pathetic.
I didn't even factor that in. You're totally right. I guess you'd have to get like a stubborn goalie, like a Mike Smith personality, who's like, I'm not going to listen to fucking
I don't
Dustin
give a
Schwartz. I'm going to
fuck.
play my own
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like Soros, I didn't even know was like in the conversation until like last game when people online were saying, "Oh, Soros is an option, this, and that," and it got enough noise that people are talking about it where maybe that actually is an option, especially with Nashville wanting to like continue to restructure and whatnot.
Yes. I
Swedman obviously is an option.
mhm.
Florida's got a few goalies. Jersey's got a few goalies. Man, even looking at statistics, San Jose's save percentage for both their
Yes.
goalies are
Better than
better than
us.
Edmonton's. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes, it's so sad.
Yes. But
It's
like
so sad.
even I don't even know who's that guy that we have
They
in the
let in
AHL
10 goals
Rod.
a game and they have better save percentages than
Who's
Jack
that?
Campbell and Stuart Skinner. I don't know.
It's bad. Who do we have in the AHL? Rodrigue? Rodrigue,
Yeah,
right?
Olivier
Olivier.
Rodrigue. Yeah.
Why not
Yeah,
just
What's wrong
call
with
him
giving
up?
him a look? Yeah, what's wrong with giving him?
exactly.
You can. I don't
They're
think
play
Campbell has a no movement clause, so you can waive him. Call
Exactly.
up
Yes.
Rodrigue. Give him a look. Like at this point, you've tried everything. At what point is it you that's the problem? You've
Exactly.
Yes.
tried everything with this group and it's just not working. Change it. I saw
Yes.
And
just now that they're calling up Hamblin on an emergency basis.
I know.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
I
not.
think Gagne is injured. I think that's the
Oh,
reason,
good.
I'm pretty
Great.
sure.
Perfect. Perfect.
Another player that's performing that
if
we did
you
not expect to perform. Like
no, if you get what's his name? If you put Campbell on waivers, no one's picking him up.
no, not one
No
team is
one.
claiming him.
No. Okay, so it's kind of like the last question. What will it take for the Oilers to win it all? We're 2-7-1. What would have to change right now for us to even
Not
even
not
make the
even win it
playoffs?
all. Just
Even
the
make the playoffs.
playoffs.
Just to make the playoffs. That's all I want.
They they need to have that killer instinct, but they also have to deliver on it. Like
Exactly.
you say the right things year over year and in every single post game interview, but you just don't follow through. It's a lot of bark,
Yes.
no bite. Then you go and look at Vegas,
Yeah.
and they're just it's unfair at this point
It
how
is.
the other teams are running away with it. But the coach in Boston, Jim Montgomery, I think, he said that what he learned about his players last year in their historic just regular season record, how much he learned that his parents learned how hard it is to win and to keep winning and how they fought tooth and nail to keep winning. And they're still winning. They lost their two best centers. They're down a defenseman and they're still winning hockey games. So
Yes.
Edmonton just needs to dig down and like just believe in it, buy into it, execute, execute, execute. But it's on you at this point. I don't know. There's if Connor McDavid isn't going to save you, and he has done pretty much dick all in the last 7 games, nobody's going
Yes.
to save you. This has to be a collective. Everybody just needs to figure this out here because this is getting ridiculous.
Like
I
when
agree.
McDavid was injured, everyone's like, "Oh my God, bring him back! Try to get him back, please. Let's come back." We just should
No,
have kept
no,
him on. We should have kept him on the IR
He does
wherever he
not look the
was.
same at all. Like
I
at
agree.
all.
I'm
Like
still singing that tune. And like, if fans can see that he's injured, you don't think other teams can see that he's injured? When Mark
Yes.
exactly.
Stone came back in the playoffs, obviously we beat up on him a little bit. People are going to beat up on McDavid. Then it's going to get
Yes.
even worse. And you still won't have the flexibility to bring in a top 6 replacement for him. So then what are you going to do? This season is going off the rails really quickly. And it's like one more mistake away from just being another lottery season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Worst start of the
I don't
season
like
I've seen in years. Like
Vegas
agree.
is winning. Vegas is winning right now too. Vegas is going to be 12-0-1.
Oh my God. Are they actually? Let me pull this up here.
Yes, they are. They're
Them and
they're.
Boston, bro,
I
killing
honestly think
it.
they're. I
Just
think they're gonna go
killing
back to
it.
back. I think they're gonna go back to back.
Dude, so they're not even hungover. They're still cup drunk. They're still like
Yes.
chasing it for the first time. It feels like they're just
Yes.
not stopping. It's impressive, but it's terrifying. And like, what's stopping you from wanting to have that same like killer instinct?
The thing that makes me mad is these guys are getting paid to play the sport and they just don't care. Like if
It's
I was
just
getting paid
three
$1 million,
players.
just a million, even
There's
seven
three
hundred thousand
players that
dollars.
care. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. A couple players that care, sure.
Yes,
You
yes,
guys both, you guys both have jobs.
yes,
Yes.
If you don't perform, you're gonna get
I
eaten
get the
out
boot.
alive. You're gonna get written up. You're probably maybe even get fired if you continue to not show
Yes.
up to work.
exactly.
What
Yes.
at what point are the players going to be on the hot seat? And that's another
Exactly.
frustrating thing I have with Woody is like I get that you're undermanned because your manager put you in this position,
Yes.
but man, like
Dollar
Columbus
guy
had
loves.
no issue benching Johnny Gaudreau the other night, and he's paid to be their best player. Edmonton
Yes.
doesn't do that.
No,
Edmonton just continues to
That
ride these players 20 minutes a night. You have to start sending a message that if you want to play here, you have to perform.
the game against Dallas, McDavid and Drysdale should have been benched. They
100%.
Gagne and Kane, Nuge, that line should have been that line rolling through that. It was so obvious. We just don't do it though.
Man, in his post-game interview, when he was asked about that, he was like, no, the plan was to put him out on the next shift. Why wouldn't you start with that? Why wouldn't you start with
Exactly.
your
Like
best line?
I just don't
exactly,
understand, bro.
exactly. That's all the questions, Nick. Do you have any other things you want to say about the Edmonton Oilers right now in our beautiful 2-7-1 start?
Look, man, like I'm a fan. I'm a fanatic. I obsess. And I wish that players would express the same like emotion that fans have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see the slouching, sad puppy dog look at the end of the game. We don't see these leaders that wear letters on their chest leading. We don't see them rallying. We don't. You're on national TV and you look miserable. Your body language says a lot. You have to lead this team. Maybe you're a leader in the locker room, but you got to lead on the bench. You got to lead on the ice, and you got to lead and show that face for us that are believing in this, fucking shit that you were preaching all offseason of cup or bust. Because right now it's bust. So I'm really disappointed. I'm not obviously quitting on the team. This is like a really uncomfortable relationship where I just can't seem to leave. It's Stockholm syndrome. I'm not quitting on that. I love them so much, and I know that they have it in them to be great, but they're just not doing the only thing they're paid to do. So it's frustrating watching, and I'm disappointed. I'm mad. I'm very mad. I haven't felt like bitter and rageful towards this team in a long time.
Like it's bad. When we lose, I used to actually get mad. Now it's like it's just
It's just laughable.
Yeah.
And then it makes it more funny too. They charge $200 to go watch this crap too.
Man,
$200 to go
like,
watch.
do you guys live in Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yes, we live in Edmonton.
Okay. So it might be easier to access those games there, but like being out in Toronto, there's regional restrictions, there's blackouts.
Yes.
Yes.
So, you have to find other ways on the internet to stream these games. But people that are paying money to watch these games that aren't in Edmonton, like this is the product that you're putting out. This is the entertainment.
Yes.
Studios will cancel TV shows when you get bad ratings. When are we gonna like read the reviews, read the room? People aren't happy here. I'm not saying you have to go in and make a trade right now just to make a trade. Like that's Peter Chiarelli's style of management. Didn't work well. But not doing nothing isn't helping. Hamblin isn't going to be your answer. Gagne shouldn't be the answer.
4 minutes of ice time ain't going to be the answer. He's going to do nothing.
And that's exactly what he's going to get, anyways.
Yeah.
So you've got to change things out here. This just isn't working. This goaltending isn't working. The boys on the blue line aren't working. That forward group, man. When Woody came in, do you guys know? Has he ever run Nuge, Draisaitl, and Leon? Sorry, Nuge, Draisaitl, and Connor on separate lines since those first couple games? Like, why? Do you want to maybe try spreading?
That's why
the
I said the other day, this guy's copying Tippett. This is the Dave Tippett 2.0.
Yeah.
When everything goes to shit, we just throw McDavid and Draisaitl on the first line and expect to win, bro. That's not how we win, bro. Pittsburgh was winning cups all these years. They split up Crosby and Malkin for years. That's how they had success. Yeah. This ain't working, putting two superstars on the first line. It will never work.
No. And I follow Steve Dangle pretty closely, and he made a good point in his rant that he posted last night when the Leafs lost, that the Stars on Toronto, they just cheat for offense. When you're down a couple goals, you just throw out the usual suspects. They'll get you back. But that's not really winning the hockey game in the long run, That's not winning you the season. That's just catching up, cheating for offense. That's what's happening here. But now, teams have figured it out. They know how to stop these players. They know how to stop
Yes.
this power
Yep.
play.
The
That's
power
why
play. Yeah.
garbage right now. That's
Terrible.
why
Yeah.
The
Connor and
second
Leon have
unit's
been scoreless.
I've been saying the second unit's been better on the power play. They scored. Nurse scored yesterday. Like,
It was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're a couple weeks in of goalless streaks for $20 million of two quote unquote superstars.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
so
don't know.
pathetic.
I think that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much, Nick. And everybody go follow Nick on TikTok. If you haven't seen him, go watch that
What
rant
a
video. It's the
legend.
greatest video ever.
5 minutes of glory there.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
that
you guys
video.
are sweet. That was all off the
Yeah,
dome.
No, it was all off the dome, but it was perfect. It was all like everything you said
Couldn't
was
say
actually
it
so
better.
good. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.